Yo, people, it's your boy Torch, and we are back at the press conference. Apologies, the last episode we did do, unfortunately, got corrupted, and since then, we've all been places. He's been watching Dave, I've been recording, and Kerr, our new member, our Arsenal fan, has just joined the podcast. So yes, guys, apologies for where we've been the last few weeks. But yeah, man, without further ado, let's get straight into it. Isaac, man, there's only one place to start. Chelsea. I don't know, do you want to talk about the final quickly? You want to talk about Abramovich leaving? You want to talk about your 4-0 win at Burnley?
No. Well, the finals is like a minor trophy. Let's just get past that. You know what I mean?
Now it's a minor trophy.
That's fine.
If they won, they wouldn't say this.
Okay, so, and with Abramovich leaving, I've never been so scared. Like, see Abramovich, yeah, he's like the only owner where his personality went throughout the whole club. Like his ruthlessness, like even from the day he left, it's like, okay, there was rumours, and the next day's statement, yeah, it's done. It's like, so I know we're gonna get some wishy-washy owners where it's like it's gonna be all PR, like Man United, Americans, just like top four, stay afloat. There's not gonna be no 100 mil on Lukaku because we can't get Haaland. It's gonna be like washed up, like Luka Modric or I don't know, something like that. I think it's going to go down. I'm so scared. I'm actually scared.
Do you actually think that it's genuinely going to be that bleak, or do you not think there could be owners that potentially come in and maybe not have the Roman effect, but have like a, I don't know, FSG at Liverpool effect, or like a Arsenal this season effect with their owner, Stan Kroenke? Because in the summer we looked at it and said Arsenal didn't make the right move, spent 150 mil, but you look at it now, they're in the fourth spot, only a few points behind you. Do you not think that, do you have any optimism that a similar effect could happen at Chelsea? Or
only if we hit up like Dubai, like we need to go Dubai, UAE, Saudi, just get all that. Like Abramovich's money was dirty anyway, so like it's Chelsea fans can't say nah, like we want some clean American owner who had a good business. Because like Chelsea fans, like when we're up, like we don't care. Like no one said a thing about Abramovich's money. When Kai Havertz lifting Champions League, no one cares about all his drug money. God knows where he gets that money from. So it's like I'm happy to forget that, to be honest. If we can still exceed the level of success that on the path that we're on.
What are you thinking of Chelsea? Are they just a done out here club now? Are they just washed up like the rest of us, or is there still hope?
I mean, there's definitely still hope. Roman progressed them to such a point now where it's undeniable that they're a big club. Their fan base has grown. They've won all the major trophies that they're possibly, are up for grabs since Roman's been there. I think the only main difference that we're going to find now with Roman going, he was a bit of a cheat code in a way, because, as we know, being Arsenal fans, Liverpool fans, whatnot, football's about cycles. So everyone has their cycles.
110%.
But I feel like Chelsea, what Roman allowed them to do was cheat their cycles. So instead of, any time where they were coming to an end of a cycle, Roman would just throw some more money at it, right, bankroll it, to a point where they were back in contention again, straight away. Whereas Liverpool weren't quite in a position to do that, for example. Even Arsenal now, we've been in the wilderness for a little while. Man United have done it to an extent in terms of throwing money at it.
But it's not come to the same effect. And I remember Chelsea finishing 10th, and in the next season they win the league. So yeah, no, I can't. That's your point, yeah.
That's the difference though. Because of Roman, the owner he was, where Man United were throwing money at it, Chelsea were throwing money at it. But where he was so ruthless, it was, if something doesn't work, they're not just going to let it bleed.
There was no recycles.
Man United are bleeding out at the moment, and it's like they throw money at it, but nothing actually changes. Whereas when Roman actually makes changes, it's for the better of Chelsea. And you see an instant reaction and an instant progression from them each and every time. And it's been like that since he took over.
I think one of the things I find the most interesting is there's rumours that most of the backroom staff are going to leave Chelsea as well. So I feel like that plays a key part as well, because I'm not too sure of her name. Remind me.
Marina Gradoskaya. I can't pronounce it.
She's got such a good record.
But she ran it. She pulled all the strings. It was like Abramovich was, in a way, like his nature was there, but everything else besides the money, it was literally her. So that she took his business ruthlessness, and then she basically implemented it. So she was the one sacking all these players, like, yeah, you're gone, Giroud, you're gone, Willian, you're gone. Like all that disrespect, like she was that cold, I'll say cold bitch, but like she was that cold woman, you know what I mean? And if she goes, then we're properly fucked, because like even like clubs like Man United and Arsenal, you can have like like kind of rubbish owners. But if you got a good director of football, it can like change things. Like it can properly change things.
One thing I will say though, what if Tuchel stays? Because Tuchel says he doesn't have a problem with staying. I'll ask you both, open question. Do you think he is the right man if Chelsea do go through this ownership to steer the club through the next 2, 3, 4, however many years until they can, I don't know, get back to winning ways? Who's to say? They might not even leave winning ways. It just depends on their owners. But do you think he's the right manager to go through a club owner change? I don't know many managers in football that have gone through that.
I think that they're playing it pretty smart because the way that they're going to try and change things around now. It's going to be difficult because, as we were saying, what was the previous?
The transfer lady?
Yeah.
Marina, just call it Maria or something.
Marina Gradovskaya.
She had such a big influence.
Yeah, massive. She ran the club.
Yeah, she had such a big influence over Chelsea, and to see her go as well, that can be massive. We've seen in Man United, we've seen in Arsenal over the years that, you know, if you haven't got the right people making the right moves. You guys had it with what was his name? Edwards, was it at Liverpool? Like the director.
Yeah. No. But it was more of our policy. Like, but before Klopp come in, our policy was always like around players around 21 years old, young and promising talent. But then when Michael Edwards come in, he changed that policy with Klopp. But yeah, carry on. Yeah,
so it's just like, you know, like you can see like they make a big difference to the structure of a club, and no matter who your manager is, you know, if you've got someone consistent in that position who's overseeing things and making sure that, you know, the right structures are in place and everything, then it bodes well. So that's going to be a big thing for Chelsea now, to see the new structure and everything that comes in there, if they're going to be able to progress the club in the way that Roman has been able to over the time.
Before we move on to our next club, how do you guys, on a scale, are Chelsea going to be fighting for the league in the next 3 to 4 years? Yes or no? We don't know who the owner's going to be, but just based on the whole club's history and how it could go, what would your answer be?
I'd say yes, just off the strength of this side. But to all the Chelsea fans, I think we're gonna have to get used to seeing cycles more in our team, like what you said, where it's like we're gonna have to. Like, I'm not used to saying, "Oh, this team's getting a little bit washed now. Like, we need to get some new players in," because it was every transfer window. Like, the cycle was a year basically. So, but I'm gonna have to get used to that and having managers maybe staying a little bit longer than a couple months. So, I don't think it's gonna be like relegation, but I think it's just gonna be more average. I would say, just because I think Roman was like. I think he was the best owner in the world, to be honest.
I can't argue with that. Kurt, what are you saying? Do you think they'll challenge for the Premier League title next 3 to 4 years before we move on?
Definitely, because I think the one good thing that they have done was in the hiring of Tuchel. They've got a young progressive coach, someone who's shown that he's got a lot of flexibility, whether that be, you know, tactically and things like that, already in his short time at Chelsea. So I feel like they're in good hands. In terms of the manager that they have, I feel like they've got a good nucleus of a squad. So, you know, if they just continue to improve it, as we know, they've always got good young players as well. Good youth system. You know, the way that they've run the club, Chelsea, over the last, say, 5 years to 10 years has really changed from just being, 110%. Throwing money at it. They've really changed in terms of the business acumen shown, and they've been a little bit more profitable in their business and the way that they're running things. So I think going forward, it bodes well for the sustainability of Chelsea going forward. So if they can maintain it the way that they are, then I don't see why they can't be in the challenging party. I don't necessarily mean they're going to be favourites every year going forward from now, but I do think they'll be up there in and amongst the pack.
Cool. I can't lie, both of you. I disagree with both of you straight up. I think that they're going straight down in the dumps, man. There's no more sugar daddy to bankroll this funds. Like I told you guys off camera, one of the biggest problems that I've read about when it's come to Chelsea owners in the past is that stadium, the capacity of 46,000. That's not big at all. And one of the biggest.
It's enough. It's good though. Like, it's good. Bro, like, it's not small.
United are what's United? I think 75,000. That's nearly double. Like, it's not too far off double. And when you're a businessman looking into buying something, you look at all of these potential things and the amount of money it's going to cost to do that alone, and then you want to invest more in playing squad, because Chelsea ain't one of them clubs like a United or even an Arsenal that naturally generate a lot of money. Like Arsenal and United and even Liverpool, they generate a lot of money. Chelsea do, but not to the extent of these other clubs. So that's where I do think they'll struggle with just that extra 20, 25 million cash injection from Roman every single summer in the transfer window. But next, let's get into the big game, the talking point of the weekend, the Super Sunday special.
Yeah.
The one that flattered to deceive, coming from a Liverpool fan, you know why, man. It was the Manchester derby. Kyle, I'll start with you first, man. What did you think of that game?
I thought it was a good game, entertaining. Being an Arsenal fan, you know. In the first half, to be fair, I thought Man United were in the game. I thought they were trying. You know, they were trying to get around the pitch, etc. It wasn't quite the training exercise that it was in the first game that we saw between the two clubs in the first thing. So I thought, okay, at least it's competitive. You know, if it finishes 2-1, 3-1, whatever, you know, on to the next one kind of thing. You know, City are the better team, etc. But in the second half, they just completely didn't turn up, did they? And I thought it was pretty shambolic, really. They didn't really show no heart, no fight. The fact that Ronaldo weren't in the squad either, I don't know what we make about that.
That's spooky. I don't believe no shin injury. No way, man.
Do you know what I mean? And then obviously you had the thing come out with the fan posting the fact about him being fit and the sister liking the post and all that stuff. So all's not well. And then you got all the links about leaks.
Rashford. Rashford's
Maguire as well. Apparently, he's the one leaking. No, apparently the players in the United squad are not happy with Harry Maguire, because every single game, whenever they lose, he comes out in a press conference and he'll be like, "Oh, the boys should have done better today, etc., etc." But then they're looking at him like, "You're the one that should have done better. Why is he always starting this guy?" And I can't lie to you. Yeah, I've said, I don't know if I'm pretty sure I've said this on the press conference before. I've definitely said on other podcasts. Forget the fact this guy's 80 million. He could be 35 million. Harry Maguire is just not good enough. This guy turns, I can't even remember what the analogy is, but he just can't turn. Yeah, like a bus, bro. He's just so bad. And do you know what it is? Cool. Let's forget that every good team plays high lines right now. Yeah, one-on-one defending. He's non-existent. Yeah. Like, I could twist him, and I ain't got a left foot. I'll still go on my left hand side because he's that bad. But
what about for the assist? The ghost assist that he played to De Bruyne.
Oh yeah, the little nutmeg, yeah.
He got megged twice, bro. He got megged twice, man.
What's he doing? Honestly,
he's got the no-look defending as well. I can't believe that's even a thing. But before I go on about Harry Maguire, I don't want to add my Liverpool bias in it too much, because everyone knows we needed a result. Isaac, what did you think of United versus City? Was it as bad as we're making out, or was City that good?
No, second half it was face value. It was. United was shit. Like the face value, that's what it was. First half, obviously talk on Sancho's goal. Screamer.
Credit to you, Sancho. Only person that showed face, Sancho.
I like Sancho. I like rooting for the young English talent, just because obviously like for the internationals and all that. But yeah, Sancho was good. I thought Telles was disappointed a little bit. Wan-Bissaka, I think the jury's out on him, because for a long time people were saying just the defending aspect of it, but the positions it's changed in the past 10 years.
Bro, he got burned. Yeah. Like
Did
that.
You see what Foden
that defending, like from now.
Yeah, Foden bodied him.
Just put him in the way.
Yeah.
Bro, you put him off screen.
Bro, he got bodied by Foden. He got passed around. One-on-one, he was missing.
He got passed around.
Do you know what? Quite literally, he did, man. The way the City players were doing him in, but no, like they passed it around him. Bro, that I've never seen Aaron Wan-Bissaka have a defensively bad game, and he was absolutely shambolic. So anyone out there that's comparing him to Reece James, Cancelo, or Trent, and base it on, even you can't even compare him to Tomiyasu anymore. I'm sorry. If you're basing it on he's the best one-on-one defender in the world, he's a spider. Not anymore, bro. He's dead food. Man United need to play Dalot. That's how real it is for me.
He looked better than he has.
100%. And I don't know why in a game of this magnitude you play two false nines in Pogba and Bruno. What the hell was
Pogba was forward? He was really forward.
Do you know what it is? Yeah,
running out of ideas.
I can see what he's trying to do, because you look at it, and most players that play false nine right now have played some sort of midfield role. So you look at Bernardo Silva, who's played it for City, he's played number 10 and number 8. You look at Phil Foden, who played it for City, he's played number 10 and number 8. You look at Firmino, who's played it for Liverpool, he's played number 10. You look at Messi, that played it for Barca and Pep's team, he played number 10. Pogba plays more time number 8 and number 6.
But they were also
Do you know
in
what I
fluid
mean?
systems, bro.
That's true as well.
That's the difference. Like, every single team there that you just mentioned, they have fluid systems. Man United's attack is just not fluid.
And you know what it is as well? They can't keep the ball.
The
You see, every
midfield,
team,
they
every
can't
team
do it.
can
They
keep the
can't hack
ball
it in
except
the
for that.
midfield.
It's mental. Like, I think the second half there was a period of 15 minutes where Manchester United, we're talking about, had 18% of the ball. 18% of the ball, which is...
They're calling them class of 82%.
And did you not see the... one thing that
Or
irked me...
92%, innit? 92, sorry, not 82, 92%.
One thing that irks me even more, I want to get you guys' take on this, is I saw Michael Richards and Gary Neville arguing in Sky Sports DJ after the match, right?
Oh, yeah.
Michael Richards was just making the point that if Man United were a serious club, they would have gone in and got a world-class manager instead of getting an interim manager. Gary Neville then responded, there's nothing wrong with an interim manager. Chelsea have had Di Matteo that won the Champions League, etc. Michael Richards' rebuttal is, listen, if Man United are serious, they would have gone and got Conte as a world-class manager. Gary Neville then says, listen, they don't want Conte. Should Man United have got Conte? Because for me...
It made the most sense.
It just made...
Yeah.
Like, we all know Conte wants a ready-made squad of experienced players. You know, a team that's ready to win now.
Yeah. And add to
that
it as
he
well.
can mould, like, you know, and make it effective.
Yeah.
Him going into Man United, he could have done exactly that.
100%.
You've got an aging Ronaldo, an aging Cavani.
Yep.
You know, you've got players at that end of their career. You've also got your superstars in your Pogbas, your Brunos.
He's worked with Pogba before at Juve, right?
Exactly.
You got the wing backs of Dallo and what's his face.
Yep, you got your wing back. So it was kind of set up perfectly, and then you've even got the McFred, which could have acted as the, you know, like the two holders,
the 2 in the 5-3-2. Yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
You know what I'm saying? Even if they're not the greatest or whatever,
They're
but it would have fit their system.
Yeah. Of course.
Of how he wants to play. So I just feel like with Conte, he was ready made for them, because it's all right for them saying, okay, we want a long-term manager for a long-term project, but the project that they've built isn't for long term.
110%. 110%.
So it's contradicting.
That's so
you know
true.
what I'm
That's
saying?
so
Like,
true.
You're
So true.
employing somebody and contradicting him in the same breath.
Yeah. You don't buy Ronaldo and Cavani at this age of their career when you talk about long-term project. It just doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
They both got 2 years or 1 year left on their contract. It just doesn't add up to me at all.
And listening to what they're going on with now, they're still going to keep Ranić at the end of the season. He's going to go upstairs, and the next manager's going to be following his direction. When the players don't even want to follow his direction at the moment.
Me personally, I don't think that's such a bad idea. Just because they need someone to get their transfer right. Like, if a lot of people talk about like Tottenham transfers or Arsenal transfers in the past, Man United transfers have been absolutely shocking. We have to admit, Edison Cavani hasn't worked. Paul Pogba hasn't worked. Maguire has not worked. Wan-Bissaka has not worked. They need someone upstairs saying, we're not spending 80 mil on this guy. We're not spending 50 mil on this guy. There's someone out in, I don't know, Russia that's equally as good for a fraction of the price. If we do our analytic work, he will fit our system. And that's what Arsenal did in the summer. And that's what Liverpool have been doing the last few years. And Chelsea been doing it since the beginning of time. Actually getting players that fit their system.
I feel like it's deeper with United.
It's all PR. It's PR for United.
Because for me, with United, I've been seeing now for years, bro. Like, United have always had good teams, and then they'll go and buy superstars, and try and add them into it. And then the superstars get blamed when they're not functioning correctly, Whether it was Alexis Sanchez, whether that's Di Maria, whether that's... And these are
Bruno,
ballers,
Falcao,
you know?
110%.
But you can name baller after baller that's been to United in the last decade, say, that you have expected a madness from, and they've left Old Trafford with... Look at Pogba now.
No, I can't lie. Still,
you know what I'm saying? Like all the Bruno hype last season. Now look at it.
No,
like, they've got a habit of, it doesn't matter who you buy, because even at the time, right, Wan-Bissaka, that was seen as he was going to be a good up and coming defender.
Yeah,
I was
one of the best. Yeah.
Even with Maguire, I wouldn't say I was jealous of the purchase.
Not Maguire.
But at the time, I'm sitting there at the time thinking he improves them at least.
I can't lie, I never even thought you improved them.
He improved them.
No, Wan-Bissaka, I'll be honest, not Maguire. No, I would never.
They had.
No,
Bro, they still got
I'll take Phil Jones over Maguire, bro. I've never.
At Leicester was not that bad.
I saw.
He wasn't 80 million, but he wasn't
I looked
that bad.
at him. No, I'm sorry, you lot.
I want him to spend 80 million.
I looked at him and I said,
in terms of English defender,
you
can't say that he was.
I didn't want to make this about Maguire,
Yeah.
but I could just always, even at his yesterdays, I could just see, bro, if you press this guy, you could get change out of him, bro. You know them players that just look nervous. I had it with Lovren at Liverpool. He just looks nervous.
Now. His
Yeah, but
confidence
I've
is
never
shot.
seen a confidence player like to the extent of him. Like Euros final, everyone's screaming his name. Maguire's taking the ball. He's running. He's
Top
running the
bins,
ball.
penalties and that.
Exactly. He's
Rassing
he's
it.
like doing 30-yard pings to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw's putting it back post. Like that's I've
in
never
a
seen
different
him.
environment.
That's prime Maguire.
Yeah, but he's such a confidence player, and it's too much. Where that's what makes him shit.
And it's the environment. That's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to. That's,
No,
that's
no,
the
no,
point
I
I'm
do
making,
agree
is
with you on that,
Take,
though.
you take man out of that environment,
And they seem to thrive
and
for
they
some
seem
weird
to be
reason.
able to, be productive, bro. It's in that environment that everybody don't see, like, they're not the sum of their parts.
No, it is
really
weird
ain't.
though. It is weird because what you said, like we need to do a separate episode on that. Why do so many big players over the years fail at United? Because it's not an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer thing. It's not a Rangnick thing because these things have been happening before them. Like you mentioned, the Falcaos, the Di Marias. Obviously, Pogba's been there a while through different managers, but I'm pretty sure if we sat down, Alexis Sanchez, like you said, there's so many names. Like there's so many names. Quick one before we leave United. If we're excluding the Ajax manager Ten Hag and Mauricio Pochettino, who do you guys think, in your opinion, should be the next Man United manager? Because those are the two ones that's linked, and everyone on YouTube spoke about Pochettino and Ten Hag. So
Who
that's
else
a bit
is
big.
there? I'm trying to like. Who
I'll go
else?
to you first, Isaac. I'll put you on the spot.
Oh God, I don't know.
If you ain't got one, then I can go in first. but go on.
No, I haven't got one. But see, with Man United, it's not a managerial change. What they need, they need the whole ethos in the club changed because like Man United, their pride is too big. Like because face value, Man United just chop and change the managers, get world class gaffer, but it's not. They got too much pride to go buy a 20 million CDM in the Mexican league.
Yeah,
They got too much
100%.
pride. They need Declan Rice. They need that PR. They need Rashford up front. He's playing shit. They need Lingard. He's playing shit. So yeah.
I can't lie. What I just feel like this is what United need right now. I think they need Ralph Hasenhüttl at Southampton. I know people are going to be like, why? But I just think ever since Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp's come into the Premier League, when we talk about football, we define it by style of play. Now, right now, everyone knows. For me, anyway, Arsenal are playing how they played on the wing on that 1 and 2 touch football at their best. We saw it with
Only
the
for a
quick
game,
throwing.
though. Let's have it.
No, I'm sorry, bro. Like
No
you
slander on
could,
this
you
show.
could type it in on YouTube, bro. I've said it before. Like, I do think that they're coming close to that Wenger ball. Maybe not in its prime, but I've seen a few Arsenal goals where they're 1 and 2 touch move, and I'm like, bro, I've seen this with the Jack Wilsheres and the Girouds in the team, 014 and the Theo Walcotts a few years ago, and we all know Man City's possession style. We all know Liverpool is high pressing since probably 2013. Like since Ferguson's left, what is Man United's style of play? No one can tell you that. So I feel like they need the. Ralph
We were
Hasenhüttl.
saying that even still at the beginning of this season. I'm not even gonna.
What's
lie.
their style of play? Oh, what Arsenal's?
About Arsenal?
Yeah,
we
but
were saying about
that's because
ourselves,
Arteta
I'm
was
not gonna
clever.
lie.
Like he
But
defended
over
first.
time, and that's exactly it. There was a process in it, and
Yeah.
I know a lot of people get a bit upset about that word in football.
I hate that word
It's
in
very
football.
cliche in football, in it, but it was in it. He was building from the back. You had to build a foundation. You was harder to beat. Started from there, and progressively, we started to see a pattern of play emerge, and our attacking players starting to thrive a little bit more in that environment, and it's good to see.
Who would you take before we go on to Arsenal for Man United manager next? If it's not Ten Hag or Pochettino,
See, I don't think it's. I don't even think they're gonna get either of them. You know.
wow. I hope they don't. I think
Really
Ten Hag will be
don't.
good for them.
I think
hope
he
they
will
don't.
be. I think he would be. I think he's a good manager. He was one of the managers that I said I wanted at Arsenal. To be fair, you know, but I just don't see it. I don't see him going there at this moment in time. I just feel like United are in a lot of disarray at the moment, and I don't see him going there. However, yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, no, I can't lie. Ten Hag, if you're watching, do not go to United. Just wait out till 2024 when Klopp leaves and you can come to Liverpool. Let's go on next to the top 4 contenders themselves. Who would have thought a few years ago that we'll be saying this? I feel like all Arsenal fans right now need to apologise to Wenger for the times that you cussed him and made him leave the club for top 4. Because now the way you guys are appreciating this top 4 battle, oh my, Arteta right now can do no wrong.
This is nonsense.
No, I'm just saying, you guys do owe Arsene Wenger an apology before we give
Why?
your team, because you guys booted him out the club for 4th. Yeah, he said you should have been doing better for the next. How many years has it been since he left? Because I don't know. You're roughly 5, 6, 4,
Yeah.
5, 6 years. No Champions League. This season every Arsenal fan has got a boner because you could be it looks like you're getting Champions League. So we should have put it as a Wenger before we give Arsenal fans their flowers. Agreed?
I mean, then and now are different times, innit?
Go on, no, elaborate.
Them and now is different times. Like, obviously, Arsenal have dropped off significantly since the days where we were the Arsenal. Yeah, and we had, some of the greatest players our league's ever seen. Like, let's have it right. They've haunted a lot of you, man.
Just Ian Wright and Thierry Henry. Just the two of them. Just the two of them.
Just the two. I'm sure they haunted you.
And the other one that scored the 4 goals. What's his name? I forgot his name now. Arshavin? No. Who scored 4 goals against Liverpool again? Arshavin. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. But yeah, look, it was a different time, innit? And at that time, Wenger done well to keep us competitive at a time when we was on the decline, the club was at a decline, the quality of the player at the club was in decline. So he done well at that time. But obviously, again, it was the end of a cycle. We did need to move him on. It took us a few goes at it to try and get it right and try to get it back. But as we keep mentioning, with United, since Fergie, and Man United are a bigger club than Arsenal. Let's have
That's
it right.
true. Yeah, that's
They've
true.
got a lot more resources than Arsenal, and they've thrown a lot more at it than Arsenal since Fergie left. And I feel like we are finally getting on the right path.
I think you're
now.
there.
And
I feel like if you look over the road, they're regressing. So I feel like we're in the ascendancy at the moment.
Isaac, what impressed you the most with the 4-1 Arsenal win against Watford?
Saka's finish, slapped that top bins, that finish was cold, and Lacazette kept on doing this thing. Like I said, the Wenger ball. When I think of that, I think of the ball coming into Özil and him doing these little flicks out.
That's
out
it,
wide.
just the one touch flicks.
Yeah. That to me, that's like at least face value. When I seen that, that's like
100%.
fluid Arsenal football. Because I feel like back in the day, Arsenal is getting fourth, but the way they got there, they played cold football. The football was really good. And then when Arteta first came in, it was back 5, David Luiz, Willian. It was a little bit ropey. But now he's got a whole new back 5 actually, including the keeper. And did you not see when Ramsdale came out a goal and then he nearly messed it up because he came out a goal? He's a bit too overconfident. Yeah. But yeah, it was a good game. It was Watford, so let's it's Wenger ball, but it's Watford. Us three could control a midfield 3 against Watford, but I don't know.
You know what it was though? It was. We've been playing okay for a little while now, innit?
Yeah.
In terms of thingy, but do you know what it was? It was the actual quality of the goals that we scored. As we know, when you get to the business end of the season, every club here knows when you get to the business, it's about points, yeah. More than performances.
I'll take every 1-0 win right now. I don't care.
Exactly, it's points over performances, yeah. Generally at this point of the season, but when you see some of the quality of the goals that you scored, it's always nice to be like, do you know what? At least it's in the locker. It's a nice reminder. It's there. You don't necessarily see it every game, but now and again it's nice.
It's a nice reminder. Yeah, no, of course,
to see the quality what you're capable of, and on a good day, what you can see. What you can see on a nice day out at the Emirates.
How far can Saka go, Kat? We'll stick to you. How far can he go? Because I'm trying to remember the last time I saw English winger with a left foot so powerful.
Well, he's just Starboy Saka, isn't it? I can't.
Can he reach Salah levels? He's like what 20 or 21 now. Salah's what 28, 29, 7, 8 years. Can he ever get a 32 goal season?
You see with Saka, yeah. If I'm being honest, I don't see him as the out and out goal scorer like that. So you see, for me, if we're looking at the Arsenal youngsters, if we was gonna compare one right now and say who's gonna be more of a goal scorer in a Salah,
Martinelli.
That's exactly.
I knew you. Yeah.
That in that kind of mode, yeah. Whereas Saka, I feel is a little bit more maybe in more of a Mane way in terms of creatively and everything. He's gonna score, he's gonna chip in his goals, he's gonna but he's gonna get you assists. He's gonna be integral to your play, your build up and things like that. So I just feel Saka's all round game. He can reach the top because he's got all the talent in the world and he works hard. He works hard with it, and that's the key. But you can see his temperament. And every manager, you can see they like him, whether it be the Arteta,
Southgate, started him in the Euros,
he's got that about him where he learns from things, and if he don't necessarily always have the greatest game, he'll learn from it.
He has composure as well. He's composed.
He's growing, and now he's adding end product to his game, which every young player, that's always the test, isn't it? Because it's about talent. He's got the talent, but can you now convert that
into goals and assists? Yeah, that's the hardest thing in football.
On the big stage, innit? And that's because that's what wingers and people that play at that end of the pitch, that's what you're judged,
especially in this day and age, man. There's no more eye test, man. Like, people talk about eye test, but how many goals and assists you have, that's what really matters. Isaac, before we move on from Arsenal, let me ask you quickly. In January, we all knew Arsenal took the decision to tear up Aubameyang's contract, leaving them with Lacazette and Nketiah, both contract expiring this summer. What have you made of Lacazette this season? He's got a few assists, not many goals. If you was Arteta, would you keep him? Would you still move him on?
Yeah, I would keep him.
And what did you think of the decision to let go of Aubameyang as well?
Yeah, so I agree with that. Aubameyang should have gone. And Lacazette, but I don't feel like this is the resurgence of his career, but I just feel like he's in the twilight of his career, and how he's playing now as like that experienced centre forward, but he's kind of dropping deep and doing all these little flicks. I feel like it's a good way for him to go out. So I would still, because like there's ruthless and then there's stupid. Like Aubameyang, like he wasn't playing that much either, and then there was a big argument. But Lacazette, I feel like it's a bit I don't know, like Arteta needs to just humble himself a tiny bit when it comes to Lacazette, because like these sort of experience, because if you get the whole 11 with these like Martinelli up front, it can turn shit towards the end of the season. So I keep Lacazette for sure. Oh yeah, for sure.
What would you do? You're the Arsenal fan. You've seen him? Would you just let him and Nketiah go and say, you know what, we need 2 new strikers in the summer? Or does he get a new contract for like 2-3 years?
See, I've got a bit of a different take on it than a lot of Arsenal fans. A lot of Arsenal fans will sit there and say, and I've heard a lot of them say that, you know, just they're both going in the summer, don't renew their contracts and bring two new strikers in the summer. That sounds all well and good, right? But I'm talking about Arsenal Football Club. Now, I do not, as much as I like my club and I love the direction we seem to be going in, I also don't trust us to go and bring 2 strikers of sufficient quality to our club in the same summer. Yeah. Now, if you're asking me of a better way to go at it, how I'd rather the club go at it, I'd rather them say, okay, Lacazette, here's an extension for a year. If we have to give him 2, because obviously
he might not want to sign one.
He might not want to sign one, you know, for the interest of him. If we have to give him 2 at a squeeze, that's the max I'm willing to go, right? But I would keep him in the squad and then throw the bag at the real gunman that you want in the summer.
Who is that? Because I know people are going to be thinking, who's...
But this is the thing, because it's rather that, or you're gonna sacrifice...
No, but who's a striker? Who's a striker in the summer that you would get for Arsenal?
You have to split that on 2. I'd rather say, no, do you know what? Spend that 120 million on one man. Who's going to go and get it?
Who's the one man for Arsenal this summer?
At the moment...
Isaac is a solid shout. He's been, I remember watching him in international. Was it the Euros?
Silky.
And he just did. Who does he play for again? What country?
Sweden.
Yeah, they had no ball against. They had none of the ball against Spain, but my man was able to dribble the whole pitch and just hold it up like that. Yeah. And he's like what 6 foot something, brother. And he's got feet like that. It's incredible.
He's quick as well, you know. And so, like I like him in it.
The Vlahovic was close,
but I don't.
That was an L.
Spend $80 million on him though, because I think his release clause is like 75 M's or something.
So
like
if it's not Isaac, who?
I'll be real, man. I don't know at this moment in time.
Haaland?
If I'm being honest with you,
Haaland was never
Haaland, innit? But don't clip me up out here, innit? I'm not getting clipped. He ain't coming to Arsenal, innit? That's a dream. But at the end of the day, like what you just said there, though, as an Arsenal fan, I'm quietly confident and I'm going to put some trust in the recruitment team, yeah? Because you see in the summer, just gone, a lot of Arsenal fans, I was one of them, that doubted some of the movements that we made in the summer, yeah? Some of the players.
Yeah.
And when I look at it now, flip it on his head, they've all turned out to be great additions to our squad. So I've got to give them some benefit of the doubt here and say, do you know what? Arteta knows the type of player that he's looking for, what he needs, what he thinks is going to fit his system. He's let Aubameyang go, okay? We've only got, like we said, Lacazette and that. I think Arsenal have got something up their sleeve come the end of the season. Who that may be, I'm going to trust them and see where it goes from there.
You guys heard it here first. An Arsenal fan said he trusts the process. I cannot believe my ears. But yeah, no, I can't lie. I hope you guys are able to keep it up. Just mainly because you keep United out the top 4. But let's get on to Liverpool next. Wasn't really our most inspiring game. 1-0 win against West Ham, who we have to be honest, West Ham have had a very, very good season. We've mentioned him a few times, Jared Bowen. Incredible season. I think it's 9 goals and 9 assists. I'm pretty sure all of us on the panel would take him as a summer signing. Maybe not to start, but to definitely be in and around the first team squad. Did any of you not catch the game, or what did you think? I mainly want to talk about Salah because I felt like he was just a bit greedy this game. I don't really know why. You're leading top goal scorer by 8 goals. Pass if you need to. Yeah, and I know obviously we give some praise to Diaz because you lot are both saying he's a baller. I want to jump on the hype train, but I don't want to be there too much yet. I just want to see him score a few more goals. But the way he was twisting up Chalobah for the first 15 minutes, Isaac will tell you all about that.
that was at the start of the episode. We're talking about Liverpool, West Ham.
Nah, he looks a player though. He looks a baller. He looks a special little
Does he look better than Jota or Mane when they first came to Liverpool? I just love doing comparisons. I don't know why.
I think he looked better than Jota maybe.
Mane was serious when he come.
I think do you know what it is? It's more my type of footballer. But Mane has always been my type of footballer anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't say more than Mane when he come. But maybe I'd say more than Jota. Because I feel Jota maybe took a little bit more time. And he's more of a bagsman, innit? Like he's clean.
Jota just scores, yeah.
Like yeah, like whereas I mean, don't get me wrong. I've seen him sell a few dreams. Like, I see him put Ben White on his backside a couple times and things like that. Like, so I've seen him do some bits, innit? But in terms of a player that I like to watch, Diaz seems to have it all.
He's got flair. I love watching them players. Like he's baller.
You know what it is? Like I said, man, I love quick feet. I just don't know, man. I just want to see a little bit more end product. Hopefully, by the next time I come on here,
you can't demand these like Mane, Salah level. He just joined the club. Like if anything, he'll be sick. Forget the end product as like a sick creative off the left hand side. So because obviously if Jota's up front or Mane is up front, Mane or Jota, Salah off the right, and then the playmaker off the left.
I would like him in the middle. If we played a 4-2-3-1, like the 3 options you just said, and then him in the middle of them 3, and then we play like Fabinho and Thiago, Fabinho and Henderson. That's where I think Liverpool. Yeah, that's where I think. That's where I think Liverpool could go on to the next level. Because we played 3 attackers against West Ham. Obviously, we had injuries, but we really did struggle, man. Like that Mane goal was just instinctive. He had no right at all to gamble that Trent Alexander shot was not going to be the one because we all know how quality he is. But instinctive finish, but not our best performance. I'm just hoping that we can tomorrow. Obviously, we got Inter Milan. We're 2-0 up, so hopefully we can get through.
There's no like away goals, is there? So that's all done now. It's just
all done. Just race for quadruple right now, man. Sorry about that, boys.
Have you seen the new UCL format? It's like a Super League kind of.
They added another 4 teams.
It's like mad games. There's so many more games now. So like they've seen the Super League and just said, okay, you can't do it, but like we're gonna do something a little bit worse. It's like the Super League, but it's not the Super League. I'm
all for it though. I can't lie. Like I'm the only one that's saying this, and I'm not saying it just be different. But I swear to you, when the Super League came out, I said right now the way that my team squad is, I would love it because this is probably one of the best squads that Liverpool have had in the Premier League era. And if you put them in a 38-game league against the best squads in world football, it's only going to be more entertaining for myself. Now with the Champions League, with a new format with 8 teams, after I think 3 or 4 games going straight through and the other 8 teams having to battle out just to get to the knockout rounds, it just all sounds fun to me. I think football's the best when there's things at stake in it. And if you're straight knockouts and stuff like that, I'm all for it, man. And more teams being involved. Hopefully in the next few years they can add another team in the Premier League as well, so it's 5 teams that get into the Champions League instead of 6. But no, I'm all for the more teams, the more games, man. Like, don't get me wrong, I do agree footballers aren't robots and stuff, but at the end of the day, I'm at home, I'm not running around on the pitch. So, but it's that real. Like the more beers I can get in me, I'll take it, bro. Straight up. What's your thoughts on the addition, like the way that they're changing the competition?
Yeah, I mean, sounds positive. Sounds like it will make certain things more entertaining, like you say. Sounds like it will make more games with like there's more jeopardy. You know, like there's more things on the line for more teams. So yeah, like you said, that always makes it more interesting.
No, 100%. Let me ask you before we leave West Ham. What are we saying on the title race? I don't want to get involved in this yet. Can Liverpool win it? I'm just going to ask you guys.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
That's of course.
Yeah, they can.
Will we win it?
God knows, but
no. All right. Will we win it? Will we win it, Isaac? Yes or no, man? What is your opinion?
No.
I said City from the beginning.
But I want City. I hate City. It's just boring, man.
It is boring.
I want Liverpool to win. I actually want Liverpool to win.
So why won't we win it? If you both want us to win, why? What is?
You guys need to win it to call it a Liverpool City era.
Oh
Yeah,
God, I
yeah,
can't even deny
so
that,
true.
man.
That is.
I can't even deny.
I'm
gonna have to
Like,
clip this
call
one
it
up
a
still.
Liverpool City,
Yeah.
like
To make it a
era.
competition.
Yeah, because otherwise it's like what 5 cities to 5.
I think it's 4 and 5 years for City if they win this one. Right now it's 3 and 4. If they win this one, it's 4 Premier League titles in 5 years, which I can't even deny. That'll be absolutely incredible.
Remember that Nike
I
advert?
mean, I know
yeah,
you did win
with
the
robots.
Champions League or whatever, like what Trent was trying to come out and say, but
Oh yeah, I saw that interview. Throwing a little bit of shade.
City's dominance over the whole of like everything domestic.
You know what it is, yeah?
Years,
You know what
you
it is?
can't really.
Big up my right back here because the reporter put him in an awkward place, yeah. And to be fair, he answered that with the best rebuttal. Like what's the word? You know when someone just asks you a question and you're not ready. On not on fire. What's that word called? Oh.
In a hot seat.
On the spot. That's it. Yeah, they put him on the spot and he wasn't expecting that question. And the rebuttal we gave was actually very good in terms of saying we won a Champions League, they ain't won it. But I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. If I could have the trophies that Man City won over the last few years over the 2 that Liverpool won, I would, because I don't class the Club World Cup and the Super Cup as trophies like I do when you win them. When you're looking back at it in a few years, you don't actually count them, and that's the cold like.
It's a day out, and it's good that, like at the time to win and whatever. Yeah, 100%. But it's not something necessarily that you can lord over your rivals.
100%.
Whereas when you got the dominant City have got in terms of over.
Bro, if we knew City fans right now, we wouldn't be outside for football debates. If we knew City fans, thank God that they're just a fake oily club, bro.
It's Big Steve and
it's just Big Steve. It's just Big Steve. We can all name Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United, and Liverpool podcasters. For Man City, it is just Big Steve. So big up yourself or make a name for yourself. But it is, you are the only Manchester City fan I know, and I don't even know you. So,
yeah, that's the other thing.
That's the maddest thing. Let's look into the Champions League games. In terms of English sides. Obviously, Chelsea, I'd pretty much say they're few against Lille, and I'd say the same thing with City against Sporting. United, Atletico, who's going through? Because
such a good
Atletico
game.
have never knocked out a Ronaldo team in the Champions League before, and he's got this injury. So
it's tense, you know.
Who's lost money on?
United are at home, innit?
Yeah, United are at home.
I got Atleti.
Even with Ronaldo's record against Simeone.
I imagine Suarez, just smashing a goal in.
Oh,
João Felix,
if
that flying header you scored.
And
that was rude.
Goals,
that was rude.
Yeah.
No away goals. No away goals.
Yeah, I fancy Atleti.
Oh, yeah, that's a tight one. But yeah, Atleti.
Can't even lie. I can't even go for United, man. I wanted to there.
Yeah,
but
that's same. That's why I paused.
I wanted to, but I'm just. The way that I feel like I don't even play football, but the way they played against United in that first half, no, throughout the whole game, what am I talking about? But
definitely the first half though.
They came to play some serious football, and that's the main thing with United. But they're just struggling to play any decent football.
Liverpool wouldn't shock you though if it went the other way either. That's the thing with United.
Ronaldo,
it wouldn't shock you if they go around.
It would shock me
if
it was someone that wasn't Ronaldo. That game set up for Ronaldo. That game has got Ronaldo.
Imagine Sancho
he's been the saviour so far, isn't it? He's the reason they're in the knockouts, isn't it? So,
do you know what it is? If it's Sancho, I'll be happy for him because I feel like I can't speak for obviously your fan base, but I feel like bare Liverpool fans kind of really want him to do well because we all wanted him out of our club. We don't think he's a bad player, and yeah, man, I feel sorry for him at United. Sancho,
stick
man.
it out in Germany.
You want him to do well for the culture, innit?
Yeah.
No, not even that. You know what it is like. If we it's not even that, bro. If we look at English wingers, yeah, most of them usually have just blistering pace, especially black ones. Most of them usually have just blistering pace. This guy's he likes to get the ball, play 1-2s, and just he's a flair player that I haven't seen show his flair, which is weird. It must be a confidence issue, but. Yeah. I just know he's got more to show than he's shown. That's why I want him to do well. And notice I'm not trying to bring Arsenal into it. I think he's a much better player than Saka. But you can't say that right now. No, I do. But you can't say that right now. You can't say that. How can I say that? Sancho's better than Saka right now.
What's the age difference?
Kerr, you wouldn't have said this before the season started. That's the truth. You would have never said that Saka's. Before the season started, you would have said Saka's better than Sancho.
I would have said there weren't much in it. before this summer, especially, bruv, you only got to think it was only this summer that Saka was starting ahead of him in the Euros.
Yeah, but we all know
So,
that's Premier League tax, bro. If Sancho played in the Premier
That's
League,
Southgate tax.
yeah, Southgate tax as well.
I don't know.
Joke, man.
Do you know what it is?
I don't know.
Whenever I say this, 99% of people rethink their argument, yeah? If we're comparing Erling Haaland, and Kylian Mbappe, saying that they're world-class players because they score a load of goals and assists and do the mad thing, Sancho, whilst he was at Dortmund, was equaling them numbers, if not better in Haaland's in at least one season, and he was playing professional football for both of them. I'm saying that he's got this. He's got similar numbers to Erling Haaland and Kylian Mbappe, who we say is world class, world beaters in the world.
Yeah, only for a season.
Listen,
no, for 3 or 4.
Sancho's a good player. I'm not even. You're
I just feel like he's one of the best in the world.
Young player, innit? A good English talent, innit? But at the same time, I'm gonna back my boy, star boy, Chile Saka.
But alright, is that the Arsenal bias, or is that honestly as a football fan?
No, because it's just because obviously I watch him week in, week out, and I'm watching his progression, innit? Like, obviously, Sancho, like I said, talent, ability is the type of player I like to watch. Yeah? So, hats off to Sancho. I think he's a great player. He's doing bits. However, Saka, for me, that's my guy.
Last summer, if I said to you, you can swap Saka for Sancho, no money, would you have done it? And don't lie.
No, I wouldn't.
Last summer, you would have not have swapped Jadon Sancho. Yeah.
This summer just gone?
Yes.
No, I wouldn't.
Fair enough.
Everton, relegation.
No,
what do you lot think? Different subject.
They're going down, man.
Do you think?
They'll stay up. They'll stay up, man. Let me ask you, Isaac, what do you think of Frank Lampard and his man? Because he's like Eddie Howe. I think that people underestimate his
Who, Lampard?
Yeah, his how do you word this? His way of setting up a team to have a certain tactical discipline and just getting them to play better football. I don't think people in England realise how good he is.
Who, Lampard?
Yeah. Honestly, I rate Lampard so highly.
As a manager?
As a manager, I rate Lampard so highly.
It was too predictable.
Honestly, it's the same thing I said with Eddie Howe. Them two, not
you
just
can't
them
compare
two.
Lampard and Eddie Howe.
I can, because I think their principles are the same. They want to play football and they will play their football, and no one can't tell them nothing. And I think as a manager in this day and age, I think that's one of the best things you can have, because it's worked to treat in my team. Yeah, Liverpool play the same way no matter who they play, whether it's Barcelona or Wigan Athletic. And Chelsea had that as well, Frank Lampard. Fair enough, it didn't work out well, but they're going to play Frank Lampard's way. And Everton are going to be the same. And I think as a manager, you got to be brave and bold to do that.
I get you, yeah, but you've also got to have the quality in it to be able to do it. For example,
Everton scores quality.
It weren't enough at Derby, innit?
Yeah, but you see when people say that Derby thing, they got to the playoff finals, man. Like,
yeah, they did, but I'm saying it weren't enough, innit? It weren't enough. And I think Frank, he's going to be one of them managers that's just going to be a nearly kind of guy in terms of managers, man. I don't think
you actually think that, Isaac, as well?
I don't think he's quite that level. I don't.
Do you guys think he's better than Gerrard now?
I think Gerrard's a better manager.
See, I disagree with that 110%. I disagree with that.
He's going to be a better manager.
Gerrard's got more charisma in his English. I like that.
No, man. I don't even think. I love that.
I don't know if it's because I like Gerrard more as a player. I don't know.
I love Gerrard more as a player, but I just think if you're looking at management styles and the way they set up a team.
Well, Frank just reminds me a bit Harry Redknappish, like, a bit laddish, come on boys, you know what I mean?
Nah, man, I reckon you get
lads,
that.
Get out there.
I reckon.
I just don't really see him being like this mad tactician.
Nah, bro. I reckon he sits down with man in the midfield and say, "Just how you make third man's runs." I reckon he sits. I can see him being very meticulous. Like, that's the vibe I get from Lampard. I think the football he had Chelsea playing. Yeah, I think
he was a hard worker as well. As a footballer, he was, and he was an intelligent footballer.
Right, who played better football, Isaac? Chelsea's Lampard or Tuchel's Lampard? Who played the more entertaining football in at their best?
Well, at our best, only in one game I've seen us play back four against Liverpool. Remember that?
The 5-3.
Yeah, and I've never that's the best football that we played, and that surpassed. Because that was at a high level as well.
Is that under Lampard?
Under Tuchel, sorry. No, under Tuchel, briefly went under a back four. Only briefly. And when he went under a back four, it was fluid. It was liquid fluid. But at the same time, I don't think our defence isn't sure. I'm still not sold on Rudiger, truth be told. I'm not sold on him at all yet. But in a back three, I am. But...
Rudiger, did you say?
Yeah. I'm not sold on him fully. What? Yeah. Not the World Cup.
I wasn't like.
I remember Rudiger and Zuma.
Tuchel's come in. He's made him look like a different
player. Yes. But Rudiger's allowed to be that confidence. He's allowed to be shit house and like make these runs and shoot 30 yards.
That's exactly what I was thinking in my head. I was like, you hit the nail on the head. That's
he's
exactly what I was
allowed to
thinking.
do that. But in a back two, he has to conduct play. Zuma and Rudiger. Oh my god, that's back two that we played. That's a calamity. We've played that before. But Thiago Silva shows it up massively because Rudiger, he don't like the ball at his feet. Like he doesn't like it, but he pretends like he does, and he pretends like he likes challenges. I don't buy it. I'm not buying all of it, and he shoots from 30 yards, just panicking. He can't pick a pass like Virgil from deep. He can't do that, but Thiago Silva can for sure.
Oh, Thiago.
So who had Chelsea? Yeah, no. Who had Chelsea playing the better football?
Tuchel.
Wow, you think so? Like in their prime. Like, so it's your opinion, innit?
I thought Tuchel had Chelsea playing better football last season.
I think
Reece James, Chilwell.
I thought it was just the fact that Chelsea really last season couldn't finish their dinner.
Yeah.
No, but
everyone had a big hype with why they thought Chelsea were going to do so well this season.
We still can't finish our dinner.
Was because they bought Lukaku
to finish the dinner. Yeah.
Problem. Just I thought that was going to help them finish their dinner.
That was just stupid because.
Do you
know what it is? You know what it is with my thing with Lukaku quickly. I see him. I don't know if you've ever seen this card. The amount of times he points with the ball, you just don't get it.
Yeah, no, he does. You know,
like a lot of people don't talk about that.
He's being scapegoated.
Yeah, he is.
Especially since that interview and whatever, he ain't made his life any easier.
Yeah, 110%.
Like he's under a microscope.
Why do you think that is, Isaac? Because I referenced it before. Minamino at Liverpool. I've seen times where he shows for the ball and no one gives it to him. Lukaku does the same thing. He'll point. He'll be on side.
He'll pin the man. He'll put his two hands here by his feet.
No one will pin it to him. No one will give it to feet.
Yeah, I don't think they rate him. I don't think they rate him at all.
It must be that, innit? Like I said this before. When a player always calls for the ball and no one passes it to you, I remember there used to be youths like this in school. And if you're that kid on the playground, it's just, bro, when we're doing the warm-ups, you just don't have the techers. So subconsciously in my mind, when I look at you, I don't see you there when you're calling for the ball. Am I overthinking it, or is there some logic behind what I'm saying? Let me know.
I hear you.
I always thought that anyway, because like you said, man, I do feel like Lukaku's been scapegoated so many times, man.
Yeah, but deservedly so a little bit. Come on, like the whole interview thing.
The interview,
but people are talking about he's lazy. I don't think he's lazy. I think the lazy thing.
To his strengths.
They're not, but do you think he's lazy? Because that's the main thing everyone says.
Yeah, because I think at the moment, like, do you know, like there's certain times, you know, like when things ain't going for you, yeah, especially as a striker, the one thing that they always say to you is you've still got to put in a shift, innit? Like because working hard and keep getting in those areas constantly. That's how it's.
But why would you get in them areas if no one's feeding you?
No, but what I'm saying is Lukaku, yes. Even like there's some, but I'm seeing it like this time, but he's just standing in the box, you know. Yeah. Like, bro, like there's not even like to say like he's trying to make, you know, like a little false run, and a little shimmy and I'm going back post, but then I'm gonna feint and go near post. Like none of that, bro. Like I'm seeing like some static movement, bro. Like and against teams like who is it they played in like the lower league teams? Was it like Plymouth and games like that? Bro, I've seen him looking static against some centre halves, bro, that you'd fancy, you know, getting the better of.
The Sunday league, so I prefer Havertz. Havertz.
I was gonna ask you, what do you do this summer? Let's just say in an ideal world, yeah, you guys can get rid of let's just say, I don't know, Inter just get some new owners on a mad thing and they say, here's 75 mil for Lukaku, yeah. So you recoup most of your money back.
Yeah.
What do you do? Do you go buy 2 goal-scoring wingers and you play Havertz in the false 9, or do you go buy a number 9?
I would leave our attack. We got too many average attacking players, and like.
So you wouldn't buy no one for the attack this summer?
No, because I believe in Havertz. Like all my eggs, I love Havertz. Like all my eggs in his basket.
Yeah,
9,
that's
2
crazy.
goals against Burnley. It's not crazy.
No,
like,
so
I
next
believe
season,
in Havertz.
how many?
Like, I'll ride out.
He's a 21-year-old. Yeah. How many goals can he get next season playing up front for you guys?
Realist, I hope 15,
if he has a worldy season. No, if he has
15, because in the Bundesliga he was slapping them.
So 15 goals, yeah, all comps, yeah, next season, and you think that's enough for Chelsea to do anything of any substance?
No, but don't forget, like Reece James will get like 7. Chilwell will get a lot as well.
No. Reece James, yeah, not Chilwell.
Like, you can't be relying on 10 goals a season from your wing backs, though.
Do you know what it is, yeah?
Like as a consistent.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? Reece James will score.
We're like a shit Man City in a way, you know.
No.
Like in a way, because see how like Man City have. They don't have a slappers like Mo, like for Liverpool, but Chelsea are like that. But like we're just doing a lot less of everything, because Man City will get like four attackers will get 10 goals each or whatever a season, but for Chelsea it's like they'll get 3 and Jorginho will get 10 penalties. It's like we're doing the same thing. Like maybe But the thing is, we're doing it by accident because our attackers are shit. Like, we bought Lukaku to be that guy. Like, if Man City bought Kane and Kane's not slapping it, it's not the system. Like, they want Kane to be that vocal point.
100%.
But Man City are cool with that. Like, they're cool with, because they can put Bernardo Silva there. But Chelsea, like, we're saying no. Like, we want a goal scorer because I don't think our wingers have the substance, to be honest. Pulisic, like, I don't think they got it.
So wouldn't you want to go down that road of, like you mentioned, Manchester City and the Liverpools? They all have goal scoring wingers. United, they've got them, but they're not really doing it. Like Rashford and Sancho, in the ideal world, they should be getting high numbers. Obviously, Arsenal's going right now with. Can you even call Lacazette a false nine? Not really, but you can, because he is a false striker. Yeah, man. But he's definitely getting the assists in it. So
seven in his last 9 games.
There you go. And you got the likes of Saka. Emil Smith Rowe's got 10 goals, which is not being spoken about enough. Yep. And you got Martinelli with 4 goals. So there, all of these teams you mentioned, I was like, they're scoring goals on the wings. Don't you think that Chelsea need that? Or do you think they need a number 9? Or you honestly think Havertz can do it next season?
I would start Havertz and I'll bring Lukaku in up against West Brom, all these media teams, just to get his confidence up. And then I would, if anything, I'll do Mount on the right, Havertz down the middle, and then when I'm bringing through Lukaku, I'll put Havertz on the left. Because I like, for me, Havertz, like, I just love it. I think I'll force him out to, not just force him out to their left, but like Havertz is versatile like that. Whereas Lukaku, I wouldn't sell him at all. No way. Like, I wouldn't sell him, but I would drop him for sure. Like, for sure, I would drop him.
I feel Lukaku plays better when he plays against teams that aren't low blocks though. Because I know, like,
when he played against us,
team, because when he plays against the low block teams, because Lukaku is someone who likes to work the channels when he's playing.
100%,
for Belgium.
I'm saying, like,
do you remember the Euros? He was on the wing, like beating players, step over.
Yeah, like,
bro, even against Liverpool
and stuff. That's when you get Lukaku at his best. And when you're playing low block teams, you don't have that space.
A low block forces him into being that target man striker,
which he's not. He's not.
Yeah, but he's got that.
Good enough for that, though,
no,
really.
he has got it. Yeah, but like where he excels is that. His target man thing is only based physically, but like with the ball at his feet, like I said, Belgium, he's beating. He can beat a player. He's like 6'3" and he's massive. Like he's good. Like he is good. But the whole target man thing, which I think he's forcing it a little bit too much, where he's pinning. All he's doing constantly, he's pinning the man and asking for the ball. Like I don't know. But I think that's Tuchel saying just stay up.
No, you know, I feel like he could back himself to turn and spin, because. Like the reason why I kept saying against Liverpool is because everyone knows our high line is absolutely ridiculous, and then we against you guys we left 2 centre backs. So all you got to do is, if there's 2 centre backs on the halfway line, just kick the ball from your box into a decent enough area, and Lukaku can chase it. And bruv, all he had to do was get to the ball first, hold it up, and you guys had runners, and Liverpool were in danger. I just don't know if Chelsea are that fluid, and that's why I asked you if you think you need goal scoring wingers, because I agree you could play Kai Havertz next season, but Pulisic doesn't score enough goals to play Kai Havertz along 38 games, and neither does Ziyech.
Yeah, he's more creative.
Do you know what I mean? So I feel like if they get at least one goal scoring winger with a Ziyech, a Mount, or whoever on the other wing, Chelsea look a lot more scary, because strikers at Chelsea and Manchester United have not done well in the last 4 or 5 years.
They
like,
haven't replaced the productivity from out wide since Hazard left either. Have they?
Yeah.
Really?
And the number 9 thing since Costa. Yeah, Costa and Drogba, the last 2 number 9s Chelsea had, they haven't had one. Werner's been a flop. Lukaku's been a flop. Havertz has been okay, and then United, Cavani's been a flop.
What saves Havertz is that he scored some big goals,
and he's 21.
Yeah.
The
biggest.
That's what saves.
It's not big. The biggest.
Champions League winning goals and things like that. So
I remember that goal. That goal was 30.
Because if we're being honest, his numbers and assists ain't there.
More from him, innit?
110%.
That did save him. You're right. No, that did. But Havertz, he's been on a constant up, but I think it's been like a just about an incline, but it's been constant. Yeah. But I feel like Timo's been like this. That Timo should have slapped 20 goals.
See, because I
feel sorry for him, man.
He should have slapped.
If he comes Liverpool today, he scores goals in our team.
But you know what? I was going to say the same, because I even heard someone mention, I think it was even like someone like Turkish or someone, like one of the Arsenal YouTubers.
The Brohan fella. At Southampton.
No.
Bro, he's a baller as well. You lot, that's who you lot need.
You ain't gonna do.
That's who you lot need.
That's what I would do. Torch. That's what I would do. Yeah, some Lukaku.
Bro, that bro's like, he looks powerful, fast, and you see them Albanians, they're warriors, like strong. They're strong men.
He's on it, bro. He's on it. He looks like a baller.
No, go on. You were saying something. Oh yeah, you was mentioning Broza, innit?
No, who is it?
You saying something about Turkish, something about...
Oh yeah, because he was saying about as him as a shout, saying Werner for Arsenal. That's what he was talking about.
Oh yeah,
like,
Werner.
He made that shout a little while ago, saying like, bruv, like put him in the Arsenal team and he would
scores.
Slap goals,
he would.
bro.
He so would. He
like,
so
he
would.
slap
he
goals
would.
because he's actually a decent player, man. Like before he went to Chelsea, like even when you signed him, I thought that was such a scary sign.
Bro, I was upset.
Big hype around his name.
Like, and
like
then when he
40 million
weren't
as well,
working for
not
you,
too bad.
I mean, I was a bit upset for him, but I was happy because he's at Chelsea, innit? But he's a good player, man.
Oh, he's a good player, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another show of the press conference. And like I said at the beginning of the show, we will be back every single Monday. So don't you worry, you will get your weekly football fix. I just want to take this time to say our thoughts and prayers are with everyone in Ukraine and anyone that's got family or friends in Ukraine. This is like a hard time. Like Tuchel said in this press conference, none of us have ever experienced war, and we don't understand how much of a lucky situation we are in. So if you're in Ukraine or you got any family or friends or thoughts and prayers are with you at this time, what do you do right now? You hit the like button, you hit the subscribe button, you slap a comment below, and in your top right or left hand corner, I'm pretty sure there's a big ego interview for you to go on and watch. So make sure you do that.